How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So this is gonna be my review video for Top Gun 2. I finally got to see the movie, so I wanted to give my overall thoughts and opinions on it and let you all know what I personally think about the movie. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so first off, if y'all have been watching my channel for a while, y'all know that I love me some dogfights. You know, I've been into playing games with jets for a long time, mainly GTA. I got tired of playing GTA just for very specific reasons. A lot of hackers, cheaters in that game, whatever, you know. But yeah, if you guys been watching my channel for a while, then you guys know that I do love flying jets in games, and I love dogfighting, you know, just the skill behind it and everything that's basically involved with it. So when I heard about the new movie Top Gun 2 coming out, you know, I had to check it out. You know, it's around jets, you know, it's around dogfighting, all that, you know, so I wanted to be sure and watch the movie. I had never really seen the first one up until recently. I had purchased it on YouTube, and my girl and I, we watched that one. And we also watched Hot Shots, which that one was like a parody movie to that one, so that one was pretty hilarious, so I recommend that one. But as for the first Top Gun, you know, I felt that the dogfighting scenes were okay, but as for the majority of the movie, I just really couldn't get into it. You know, I felt that it was like really whitewashed, I guess. So that being said, I'm not saying it was a horrible movie, but I'm also saying that it's definitely not one of my favorites. Let's just put it that way. Now, as for the second one, I did go in there with very low expectations, I guess. I was expecting the worst, you know, like from bad acting to bad lighting, camera angles, you know, not enough action, script wasn't good, just things of that sort of nature, because of all the movies, in my opinion, that have kind of been released in recent years haven't been all too great, you know, so I haven't really bothered with too much of any of them as of recently. But with Top Gun 2, I do feel that they got a lot. I mean, they got the majority of the movie right, you know, they got a lot of it right. It is an exciting movie. I do recommend for people to go and watch it, even if you're not into fighter jets or aviation or like that. I mean, it's a very fun, exciting action movie. So if you guys just love action movies, then you know this is a very good one to watch. So the throughout the beginning of the movie, gave me like a kind of an awkward feeling, just cause like the main character of the movie is just still clinging on to everything. Like 30 years later, you know, he's still clinging on to the same jacket, the same bike, you know, he still has the same position in the military. He doesn't want to move up, you know. Then the whole ordeal with Goose's son Rooster, and how he kind of resents Maverick, like I don't know, that was just like an awkwardness to me, like how the son was trying to be exactly like the dad, like fucking identical twin, you know, from the hairstyle to the mustache, you know. Like I know in the Air Force they allow you to grow out your mustache, you know, which is pretty cool, you know, because back in the early days of dogfighting, there was a certain Air Force pilot, I forget his name, but he had a mustache like that, you know, and he was an ace pilot as well too. I'm pretty sure it was in the Vietnam War, so that's why a lot of pilots grow out their mustaches because of that. But anyway, it just gave me like a little bit of a awkward feeling seeing the son there pretty much dressing like the dad and then playing the same songs like the dad. Like I don't know, that just kind of threw me off a little bit, you know. It was pretty exciting to see Val Kilmer, you know, his part in the movie. I thought that was really cool that they did that for him, and they kind of worked around his disability too. The fact that they killed him off, you know, was kind of disappointing. My bad, major spoiler right there. If you haven't seen the movie yet. Yeah, I'm gonna be sure to list in the title that there will be some spoilers or whatever. But it was pretty cool to see Val Kilmer, you know, in a movie again. So that was pretty cool right there. Now, as for the action scenes, I guess, I feel they got a lot of the movie right, because they said even prior to the movie coming out that this movie was gonna make even a lot of, you know, top pilots, you know, be like, oh shit, you know, like that was pretty cool, or certain stuff like that, you know. So whenever Maverick he starts teaching his class, you know, and they finally get up in the air and stuff, you know, I like the fact that it's guns only. They're training guns only, then they're training to fly low altitudes, you know, because the mission that they're preparing for requires that. But you know, that's something that I always like to do with even whenever I'm playing in the games, you know, I like to practice flying low or upside down, or flying through bridges or upside down through bridges, and just certain, you know, certain things like that, you know. And I always practice trying to do guns only too. So they don't address a whole lot of dogfighting techniques throughout the movie. Like one circle fight, you have your nose to nose fight, then your two circle fight, nose to tail, then you have a rolling scissor, flat scissor, certain things like that. They didn't really do all too much of. They showed a few fighters, I guess, not all too many. I mean, like the Dark Star concept jet in the beginning was actually pretty cool. The fact that it can go past a little bit past Mach 10, you know. Supposedly this was a jet that even had China freaked out, because during the making of this movie, supposedly China's satellites, whenever they were flying over, they actually turned over and started taking satellite pictures of this jet right here. So that was actually pretty insane right there. Other than that, I mean, they just showed like in the beginning of the movie on the aircraft carrier, they show a few F-35s and a couple scenes, maybe a few F-22 Raptors, but other than that, it's pretty much just about the F-18 Hornet. They show, of course, they show the Tomcat, and they have the Su-57 Falcon, which is Russia's top fighter jet. Besides the Su-75 Checkmate, which I'm not even sure if that's out yet or what, or if that's in service. I'm not sure about that. As for the mission itself, I mean, I've been playing Ace Combat lately, like for the past 4 months now, I guess. And the mission in the movie was somewhat similar to some of the missions in the game. I mean, if you were to take like 2 or 3 missions and kind of mix them together in the game, then you would basically have that mission that was in the movie. I thought it was pretty insane with the SAM turrets and how they were outmaneuvering them and popping flares, you know, which is one of the main reasons why I recommend watching the movie in the theater unless you guys have like a badass surround sound system, because like whenever they pop off the flares and like you just hear and feel the bass from the speakers, it's pretty insane. So that's like one of the main reasons why I would recommend going to go see the movie in theaters, or unless you have like a badass surround system like I was saying. We have a sound bar, but I'm not sure if that would quite cut it to that extent, you know. So the dogfighting scene was, I guess, you know, it was pretty good. You know, it was good. It was, you know, I don't have any complaints about it. It was a 1v2, and he manages to shoot down both of them, you know. So the first one he managed to shoot down right away. The second ran out of missiles, and then he was forced to basically use guns, you know. So that was pretty cool right there. And even in the movie, they kind of address this, you know. It's not about the aircraft, it's about the pilot, you know. So it was the F-14 Tomcat versus two Su-57 Falcons, you know, which is insane. I mean, these aircraft are freaking highly maneuverable. It's not even funny. But this is something I've always said, you know, it's not about the race car, or it's not about the car, it's about the driver, you know. Like, you can give a kid a race car, but don't expect them to be pulling no badass turns or drifts or anything like that, you know. But I mean, if you were to give a pro driver even a rinky-dink car, I guarantee he's gonna run circles around the kid in the race car, right? So I mean, it honestly comes down to who is the better driver, who is the better pilot. That I do agree with 100%. Some scenes, you know, did seem like a little bit of movie magic, but then again, I mean, maybe if you are pushing your aircraft to its fullest extent, maybe you can dodge a bunch of SAM turrets like that, and like, I don't know. So it's kind of hard to judge it, you know. So like, to say if it can actually be done or not, or if it's just, you know, like I say, just movie magic. I mean, some people can say, oh yeah, it can definitely be done, and some are just like, ah, it's just movie magic, you know. But and that's the thing about this movie too, is that they used actual pilots, they used actual jets, they're actual fighter jets, you know, and they're using real tactical maneuvers throughout the movie, which is pretty insane, you know. So, but yeah, it's like I say, you know, I went into the movie theater with low expectations, and I came out pretty, I guess, satisfied, you know. So I do recommend the movie. It is a pretty good movie. The beginning of it made me feel a little bit of an awkwardness, like I was saying, but towards the middle and the end, you know, it was all pretty much action from there, and it was a very good movie. They all did a very good job. So that's just gonna about do it for this video. If y'all enjoyed it, if y'all enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. If you didn't, dislike. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all stay safe, be with your families. Peace.